What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Vision podcast. This is Javi, and along me, we got Hector and Mario, and we are here to review Jordan Peele's second film, Us.
And we're finally together, man. We did the past couple of reviews. We've been kind of separate. It's just me and Javi, or just me and Mario.
And now we're all united.
The Avengers. The Three Musketeers. And Perry. The Platypus.
So, yeah, man, we're here. We're gathered. We're going to be giving a spoiler review on Us. But before we get started, we want to remind you guys that you could listen to our podcast on SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. And you can follow our socials at Heat Vision on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yep.
All right. We have to do this quick because we are actually going to go see Jordan Peele's third movie, Nope, in like
which I'm pretty hyped
an hour
about,
or something like that. So
watching these last two films, bro, I'm actually pretty hyped for this one.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. I'm actually pretty excited. And I've seen a lot of reviews already. People are saying that this is the best movie of the year, blah, blah, blah. Like, then again, like...
Better than the Batman?
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, they said the same thing about Thor. So I'm
That's
like...
facts. They would ever...
So, like, it's one of those, like, I gotta go see it for myself. Like, is it really all about it? Type shit. So...
Okay.
So yeah, man. So
let's get it.
Like I said, this review is going to be a little shorter than usual because we got to go and go watch that new movie. So, like I said, once again, spoilers. This is going to be a spoiler review about Us. And
let's get right into it, man.
Do you guys want to bring up the first thing you want to talk about or something? Before we started the podcast, Hector was like, "Hey, man, Us, man," and I'm like, "What? You didn't like it or something?" And he's like, "Save it for the podcast." I'm like, "All right." So now I want to know what it is. What are your thoughts on it? Because you were kind of being.
I was just joking, but I wasn't expecting this. You know what I mean? I wasn't.
Did you know what the movie was about before watching it? Did you know what it was about?
No.
No? Because I knew, because I remember watching trailers when the movie was coming out.
Oh, then you go first, then. You tell us about that.
What the movie's about?
No. Tell us like what you thought, like what your reaction when you first saw the trailer.
I mean,
and stuff like that.
so the movie had come out a couple of years ago. I think it came out in 2019, just before the pandemic. And so I remember watching trailers for it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like a movie about clones, like about doppelgangers. Like there's a family. Right, you have Winston Duke, which is M'Baku from Black Panther. You got Lupita Nyong'o, who is also in Black Panther, and she plays Chadwick Boseman's, I think, like the girlfriend person, not the sister, not Shuri, but she plays like the girlfriend, I think. And then these two kids. I've never seen these kids, but they're really good actors for kids. You know what I mean? And it's basically this family, and they're being terrorized by another family. And they revealed that they're fucking exact the same. They're doppelgangers. They're other people that look like them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I remember watching trailers for it, and it was really interesting, and I never fucking saw it. And I never saw that shit. And I barely saw it a week ago.
I saw it. I saw it last night.
Same here.
Yeah, bro.
I saw it last night.
Y'all saw it together or separate?
No, separate.
We shared the bed.
Nah,
Dang!
get the fuck out of this.
And I wasn't there?
No,
This
That's
man's tripping.
crazy.
No, I saw it.
But yeah, man. So
Mario,
basically,
I think your shit's muted, bro. Yeah. It's,
that's
what the fuck? No, you can still hear your voice from our mics, like picking up, but it wasn't as loud.
I apologize.
I'm like, dude, why do you sound low as fuck to me? But your shit's muted, man.
That's funny as fuck.
All right,
Sorry about that.
But yeah, basically from what I just said, then you guys can already, for those listening, then you could probably already put two and two together.
Yeah.
As far as what this movie's about. So this family's about a family. They go on vacation. They're staying at a summer house, like an Airbnb type shit.
Yeah.
And they're being terrorized by a family, and it's exact identical clones of themselves and shit. And shit was crazy, man. So that's like the general premise of the movie. And so let's just
I remember one thing I really enjoyed about the doppelgangers is the way they talked.
You
They were
like
like,
that?
Yeah, they were doing weird noise. I was like, hey, bro, I was like, what the fuck? It was making me laugh. Look, like that scene when they're on the boat.
But, hey, get it.
Oh
yeah.
When they're on the boat and like the dad is like knocked out and he's waking up and the other one's driving the boat and he turns around and he's like. And he's like,
he kind of like.
I was like, what's going?
I don't know. It sounds funny, but they act like. I don't know if they're gonna. I'm afraid to say it, but they act like animals, like dogs.
Well,
the doppelgangers.
Well, yeah. It's because
Because
they weren't like really civilized.
They weren't people. Like, they were people, but like it was just like, yeah. And
like
then,
the doppelganger mother, the way she was talking, like, get that bitch some water.
Yeah, she was talking with a sore ass throat.
Yeah, for real, bro.
And I was like, this bitch creepy as hell.
It did.
And
you
so
know what's more fucked up? Yeah, I think I was more on edge because of the storm last night. I don't know how bad it was at your house, Javi, but it was bad
bro.
here.
There's no storm.
But
Bro.
dude, it was hailing.
Yeah,
it was
bro.
hail.
I thought my room was finna flood again.
And dude,
Dead
you know what's more fucked up? You know what I told
He's
them?
a
We were
bitch.
talking about it. I'm like, bro, when all that shit was happening, I thought about your basement. I'm like, damn, I wouldn't be surprised if he texts us, yo, we can't hang, my shit flooded.
I gotta get these floors done again, bro.
Like my shit. No, I actually got these floors specifically for that reason because
Oh,
they're easy to
really?
clean. Yeah,
Oh,
they're like
okay.
they're like waterproof type of shit when I got them.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's smart. But yeah,
Yeah.
the storm, it added to like the tension.
No,
The
yeah.
eeriness of watching the
No,
movie.
dude,
loud
it
thunder.
was raining hard as fuck, thundering,
Like, but
flashing
it
lights
was
and
that thunder
shit.
that was like, it sounded like a fucking bomb.
Oh, yeah.
That ass. There was like two that
No.
sounded like, and I was like, oh shit. So
Yeah,
it
this
kinda
morning-
made me more on
This
edge.
morning, because this morning when I went to the shop, right, there's some trees that fell down. I have pictures. I'll show you after.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. But
So-
I was
So okay,
so
so then
oh yeah, go.
I saw the movie, but I knew what it was about because I
Right.
remembered the trailers when the movie was coming out in theaters.
Uh-huh.
You guys didn't know
No.
what this movie was about, so now
I
I'm
remember
curious
seeing
as to
those
what you
trailers, but I
thought.
forgot.
Okay, so
Okay, so what did you guys think when you guys started
Uh,
watching the movie?
so I thought I remember
What
telling
did you
you
think? What did you think the movie? Why did you think the movie was called Us? Like, what were you like? Did you have any speculation before watching the movie?
No, I didn't because like I said, I completely
go.
forgot. But I will say this: when I saw Get Out, there's very much you can tell it's made by the same guy. Like there's a lot of qualities from Get Out that's in Us.
Oh yeah, as far as
And
like
so
humor.
like I could kind of tell the vibe he was going for, like the shots he
Yeah.
tries to get, the tension he tries to create, and I love it. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing right now, but I could tell that there's a lot of similarities between both the movies in terms of how he directs the movie.
Mhm.
But no, when it came to storylines, I honestly didn't expect any of it.
You were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Bro?
Just like not so much shocked in the first one, but I was more like, oh shit, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
In this one,
What'd you think? What about you, Hector? What did you think?
uh
Wait, you don't remember watching trailers or
No,
anything?
bro.
No. So
No.
so this dude was like the
He
most
was-
blind
yeah,
of the
he was
three
the
of
most
us.
like the only
So now I'm curious to see what he thought.
the only thing I know is I recognize the artwork. Like it's the girl and she has like a mask.
Yeah, the poster.
Like
the
all,
poster.
all I know is that, and I just thought it was going to be. I'm gonna be real. I don't know. Like I'm gonna be honest. I had nothing. I had no idea when I didn't know why. I didn't have a speculation why it would be called Us.
Mhm.
Like I was just like, okay, like why is this? I'm like, okay, what is this? Why is this a thing? Until the first scene where we see like the family, then the little girl, she wanders off and she enters this maze thing, this mirror
The-
thing.
the-
A
the
fun
House of
house?
Mirrors.
Yeah, that okay. So I was watching it and I was like, okay, because I remember asking you, I'm like, so what? Because you saw it before me. I'm like, how? What'd you think? And you're like, dude, this is like more horror than Get Out or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I felt Get Out was more suspenseful.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
more thriller. You were more
Yeah.
like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Whereas this movie is going for more
So,
horror because it's
yeah.
going for more like a scary feeling.
So
you know what I mean? You don't really feel scared watching Get Out.
No,
You're
yeah.
more like, what's going on
Like,
here?
what's gonna happen
You know
next?
something's off, and you're trying to figure out what it is. This
Right.
movie was more like, we're gonna try to scare the audience.
Yeah, and
That's
so-
what I really liked.
And so for me, I was expecting it. Right? I was like, okay, this is gonna be more scary, man. It's thundering and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, man. So I'm like in my bed, like watching on my phone and stuff, and cause it's kind of late at night, so I was like kind of freaking out and shit. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
man, let's see what the fuck's gonna happen. Am I gonna be scared? And then when she was in the maze, I started feeling it. I was, oh shit, like what the fuck's gonna happen? And then when we get that scene where like she's backing up, right, and then there's
You
someone
see
else
yeah.
behind her, and she turns around and she's still facing. I
You're
like
like, that's
freaked
not
out
a
right
reflection.
there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
freaked out right there. I was like, yo. Then it shows her like open her mouth and it cuts. I freaked out.
And then cuts off, right?
I freaked out right there. I'm like, oh shit. That was high. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit gonna be lit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, because I knew the trailers and stuff. I knew what
Yeah.
that was.
Uh-huh.
But it's interesting, like from your perspective, as someone who didn't know what the movie.
Yeah,
was
I had
about.
no idea. So I was like, when I saw that freaked me out, and it brought back to the horror movie you saw as a kid, Mirrors.
Oh, Mirrors!
So,
That
like,
fucking movie, bro.
That shit's scary, man.
That fucking those movies were
Like
crazy.
even as a
There was
kid,
two of 'em.
even as a kid, I'd be scared to go in the bathroom because
And, like, look in the mirror.
And I would sometimes like step out the bathroom and go back in to see my reflection. Like, hey, are you moving with me or not, bitch? and so when I saw that, I freaked out because because it brought me back to my childhood, right? When I was freaked out about mirrors and like I see myself not looking at myself or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then, And honestly, surprisingly, Hoff, I thought it was gonna be a lot more scarier. In my opinion.
Yeah.
It was scary, but not as much. I thought it was gonna be a lot more scarier. But other than that, it was still pretty cool. Like we get the scene, so like, you know, we get this backstory of this woman. She explains like what's going on and stuff, and she's like the husband there at the Airbnb or whatever. They're like, yo, let's go to the beach. She's like, no, I don't want to go to the beach. And then we find out, right, that she's the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then right when we're like when they're going to the beach, we get like the ambulance shot, and we see that same dude with that Jeremiah sign. When I saw that,
the hobo guy, right?
Yeah, when I saw him, I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck?
And she's like starting to get like flashbacks.
Yeah, bro. I was like, yo, what the? To me, I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then later on that scene where the little boy runs off to go to the bathroom, and we see some fucking
dude there with bloody ass hands. Do they ever touch? I can't remember. Do they ever touch back what that was like?
No, bro. We don't even know who the fuck that guy is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was just kind of there. I felt like maybe they didn't need to be in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't remember if they'd ever touched back. Like later in the movie, did they ever reference who that guy was or why his hands were bloody and shit?
Well, I think they reference it because like he was like this, right? He was standing like this, like holding hands,
with his arms.
And I think it ties in where everyone else is holding hands, type shit.
Oh, okay,
you know what I mean?
I can see that.
Maybe he was one of the first.
Oh,
wait a second.
Oh no.
What if that was the
What if Vector's a clone?
No. What if he was the guy? What if he was the hobo Jeremiah dude?
Oh.
The doppelganger. And then the other dude, he went to the hospital. He went to the hospital because the doppelganger sliced him up or some shit.
Tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's actually more
and he's the
intriguing.
first one like that. Like,
I can see that.
maybe that's what it is. Fuck, man. I wish I could talk to Jordan Peele, man.
Hey man, how'd you do this shit?
Hey,
you didn't hear what I said?
I wanna ask him. So what the fuck? Is this right or what?
I know what you mean.
Anyway, what are you saying?
No, it's because like you were like, oh bro, you know what? And I was like, what? What if Vector was a clone? Vector.
They wouldn't even need a clone for Hector. He's already fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Oh my god.
No, bro. But
So
like,
yeah, that kid runs off and then he finds the mom, and then later that movie, it's at night.
Yeah.
And then the mom's going around the room and trying to tell everyone, you know, hey, good night. And I think, what was it, the little boy or the girl? I forget which one. There's like, yo, there's a family outside. And then Winston Duke, and then Winston Duke's character was like, what? There's not a family outside.
Yeah.
And the next shot is the silhouette of all of them holding hands out in the driveway.
When
and
I
he's
saw
like, huh. I will say, the dad, okay, Winston Duke, he's like the funniest part of the movie. He's the one that brought the humor. I loved him. Because, you know, he goes outside and tries to talk to them, and they don't react. They don't say nothing. They're just being weird, holding hands on the driveway. So he goes back inside and grabs the bat, and he comes outside. And he goes, and I try to be polite with y'all. So if you want to get crazy, we can get crazy. I'm like, he was making me laugh.
No, bro. But that first shot where we see the family, bro, that freaked me out, man.
You were like, whoa.
I was like, yo, who the fuck are these guys?
What the fuck is this? The strangers?
Yeah, right. And then obviously the whole funny thing. And then when he finally has a bat, and then you just see like the woman go like some weird hands
claps, right?
And we see like a little fucking like a weird dog monkey shit running.
The kid just goes and then jumps into the bush,
and then the other bitch starts running,
and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
dude, it freaked me out.
Me too, bro.
They're going around the perimeter of the house. They're like, no, fuck that. Y'all better have back doors locked.
Okay,
bro.
so this is what I was expecting. I was expecting kind of like the Purge type shit. Where the family's gonna be in the house.
Oh, and the people are trying
to get in.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna go something like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't, obviously. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, right? And obviously, speaking of another thing, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Was in the beginning shot where they showed the rabbit and it zooms out and it's a bunch of rabbits.
Yeah.
That was the beginning. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I kind of still don't understand.
Well, later in the movie they explain what it is.
Yeah, I guess I forgot or some shit. I was sleeping. It was it was late at night.
I'll bring it up when we get there.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, there's a reason why they showed all those rabbits. But
But yeah,
and then the family, they're all slowly trying to get in and shit, and they're all being fucking weirdos. And that whole scene, I was like, my heart was racing. I'm like, yo, they're gonna get in. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You see like the silhouettes, like the bushes rattling. You hear like a window break, and you're like, oh shit, one's inside, right? You know what I mean? So shit got fucking crazy. And then eventually, like a whole fiasco happens, and they all eventually are able to get inside, and they all get into the light. Well, I mean, it was fairly dark. There was no lights indoors on.
Yeah.
But it was like the light of like the moon outside shining on them, and they realize that it's that it's themselves.
Yeah, who says? Who was it? The girl?
The
or
little boy. They're like,
It's like,
who are?
oh,
It's like, what are they? And he's like, it's us.
Yeah, type shit.
What did you think of that when you found out why the movie was called Us?
Then, obviously, at that point, I understood, right?
Yeah,
fully.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So this family's like legit them, because low key they look kind of different. Like the dad.
The dad had a full beard.
Yeah, the dad looked different as fuck, and even the girl. I didn't recognize the girl either.
The girl had shorter
different.
hair and it was like straight.
Yeah, she looked way different from me though. Like personally, I'm like, I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
But then when the little boy said it's us, and then I put everything together. I'm like, okay, I understand.
The little
now.
boy
This
always
is-
wore a mask.
Yeah.
And then, really, Lupita Nyong'o's character looked the same. It's just that her hair was more, more frizzy, and like hers was more like curled and long.
Which one?
The mom.
Yeah, which mom?
What do you mean?
Which mom? Which version
the
the mom?
doppelganger.
Like the doppelganger was the frizzy haired
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And the other one was
She
like
had,
more
like,
curly.
braids, no?
Yeah,
Yeah, she had
like,
braids.
like
Something
it
like
was
that?
curly and it was like more long and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I could tell they were the same.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I assumed obviously the boys the same with the mask or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had trouble like with the dad especially. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? This bitch built like Kratos.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like this man huge as hell.
Yeah.
And it sucks, man, because they did my boy dirty when he tried blocking the door and he got hit with the baseball bat.
He took it from him.
Yeah, and you hit him with the knee.
And
And the entire movie, he was just weak on the knee. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
If he wasn't weak, man, he'd probably be OP as fuck right now.
yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? But it's all right.
So yeah, and then
Then she explains. Then the doppelganger explains, right? Doesn't she explain like?
she says like she tells a story. Like I forget what she said word for word, but basically she said that they were created and this and that. They created a boy and then it created a dad and blah blah blah. And
she explains that like whatever happened in the real world happened to them as well.
well, yeah,
So, like,
because
she
they're
had
tethered.
So she had to go through like pregnancies that she did.
Mhm.
Remember, she was like, I guess, like forcefully had to go through pregnancies
Right.
and like stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so I was just curious. I'm like, what the fuck do they want, right? I was like, yo, like, what
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
And then when they made her like tie her, like handcuff herself on the shit, and then she's like, he's like, go take him away or some shit. He signaled to the father, and the father starts dragging the fucking the dad and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then
They tell the girl to run.
yeah, right. I'm like, yo,
Get a
what the
head
fuck?
start, and then the girl is just like,
Bro,
go after
that bitch
her.
freaked me out. Like she's like watching her run. She's all smiling and with her eyes big,
Wide, big as
and then
fuck.
she starts running and shit. That shit creeps me out.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Fuck.
And then the other one, like they tell a little boy to go play a game together. So he's
Yeah.
playing like that shit where he's like flicking the thing.
Yeah, I don't understand what that is,
I
bro.
don't know what the fuck that was.
I never.
He said it was
understood
like
that.
it's like an optical illusion thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
what
was
that
like a
is.
thing. Eventually, when you flicked it, it would.
Didn't it create like a spark or something?
Yeah, it's like I think it was a spark or it was like a lighter, like it lights a flame,
Uh huh.
and that's what spooks the clone kid.
Oh yeah.
So and yeah, and then the other one was the other one. The mom was just the clone was trying to like kill her. She was pressing her face against the glass and shit. So you're like, what the fuck is this movie about? Because like,
Yeah.
there's still like an hour,
So-
an hour 15
Yeah.
left, and it's like, what's going on?
And so, I didn't know. So I didn't know what was going on. I was like, so like, what do they want? They just want to capture him? Do they want to kill him? And when I found out, okay, these guys trying to murder him,
Yep.
is when they were on the boat. Remember when the dad was on the
Yeah.
boat? I was like, yo, this dude wakes up like in a body bag type shit, like in a plastic bag. I'm like, no, he's gonna dump him in the fucking lake.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we get that whole scene, bro. That shit was pretty cool. I like
He knocks
that.
him out and then turns on the boat and the fucking what do you call that thing?
The propeller.
Yeah, fucking starts cutting him up. You see the
Bro.
water turn
That
into
shit was
blood.
raw.
You're like, all right, so the dad is down 3 to go.
And then the next one, wasn't it the girl? Bro, that scene was scary. The girl, remember?
No, that's
No,
later.
it's
That's
not.
later. That's
Oh, that
later.
wasn't that
No,
scene?
no. He
What
was
was
the,
next?
He was the only one that dies.
Yeah.
Like fairly early. The other 3 are later.
No,
Yeah.
well, no. What I'm saying, not about death. Like, like what's the next scene of
Oh,
of
the,
the terrorizer?
the girl starts like running and she
Yeah.
gets to like a
Dude,
car.
that scene
gets out of
freaked
her.
me out, bro.
and then like the girl, the clone girl's like playing games with her.
and they're going around the car like this.
And then she like
Goes down.
She just
she
goes.
goes down.
No,
And
bro,
then
no,
goes
down.
no. Yo, it was late at night. That shit creeped me out. I'm like, hey, yo, stupid bitch. And then the fucking main girl, she also goes down. I'm like, what are you doing? Why
Yeah.
What are you
I
doing?
don't know.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then she looks down under the car, nothing's there, and all you hear is like a thud.
You
And
see
I'm
the car
like,
move.
oh no,
Yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
up top. And I was looking expecting a jump scare, like when she looks up and then she like lunges at her. But no, she just stood there, bro. Like and then the like a man
neighbor?
just comes out. Hey, get the fuck out of my whip, man.
And that motherfucker died.
And then the girl just pulls out those scissors that they all seem to carry.
Yeah.
And
Which I wonder what that is.
Starts fucking killing her and killing the neighbor guy.
Yes, because so
and
far
that gives the main girl a chance to escape
To
and run back home.
because I didn't because we didn't see anything like killing each other like yet, right? I think this was the first time like we saw one of these doppelgangers kill someone. It was with that old man, dude. And I was like, yo, these guys, okay, mean business, bro. Like these guys are gonna go on a killing spree.
Yeah.
Then they get home, and then doesn't the dad like no? Then the boy he traps the
With the
doppelganger.
with the spark thing.
he
It
traps
spooks
him
him because the clone takes off the mask. You realize his whole face is burned. I guess he was in an accident where his face got burned. So like the spark of the little finger toy that he was playing with, the spark spooked him, and then that's how he was able to get out of the closet, knock the toy out the way.
That was holding the closet door open.
And then the door closed, and he was trapped in there. And then they all book it, and they all fucking leave.
On the boat, right?
And then they get to the dock, and that's where the dad's like has the boat. They're like, let's get the fuck out. And then they all hop on, and they all dip. And
no, I thought it was pretty funny when the boy was like crawling, making that noise. And then the dad was like, "Oh hell no!" It's like everybody get the fuck in.
Yeah.
That shit was funny as fuck. Cause like that'd be my reaction too. I'd be like, "Yo, everybody get the fucking boat now,
Out of here, man.
You know?
And I was like, okay, interesting. So now this movie is gonna be about
bro,
these clones coming after them, right?
Right, but then this is the next scene where freaked me out, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah. So back
This
in
was
the
sick, bro.
earlier in the movie when they were at the beach, this family
right, yeah,
they
I
were
forgot
with
about
another
that.
family who were kind of like side characters.
They
were like mom and
I feel
dad.
like the mom and the two twin girls were kind of assholes, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
But it was a
the
mom-
dad was cool though.
A mom, a dad, and they have two twin girls that are both like I think they were about to go to college or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And so once they all get on the boat and leave, the next scene cuts to a really nice big fucking house.
Yeah, to that family.
And then it's the family that we saw on the beach. I'm like, oh, it's these guys again with the twin girls. And the mom and the dad are like having some petty ass argument where it's like, yo, I saw something outside, and they're like, nothing's outside. The fuck are you talking about? And the dad's being a real asshole about it. They're just being real petty, and it's like clearly.
No, and he actually got my ass though.
Yo, I see something.
Yeah, when he was like on the window, he was like, "Yo, oh my god, I see something," like joking around.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, "Yo, this man."
Yeah.
I thought he was for real. And then he's like, what he says?
What do he say? Fuck, I forgot what he says.
Oh,
He
I
says,
saw
like something
something.
fucking what's it called? Something sarcastic, and he was just being funny, just being
Making
stupid.
fun of the wife.
And then the two girls come out on the top, and they're like, "What's going on?" It's like, and he's like, "Nothing." It's like nothing. Your father's, being a smart ass, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I think they were talking about ordering food, like ordering a pizza or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera cuts back to the mom, and they're like, "I guess we can order a pizza. Like, what do you guys want?" And when it cuts back to the twin girls, these other twin fucking girls in the red suits come and murder them, and it's like, oh
Yeah,
shit!
bro.
So now there's twins of this family.
First it was just one girl, like she was in a red suit with her hair.
Yeah.
And she just pops up and just does like stabs her in the neck.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, bro, that freaked me the fuck out because like that bitch looks scary, man.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
looks scary as fuck. I'm like, yo, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then it just pans out and it just records from the outside in the house, and we just see the doppelgangers like fucking.
They all
Basically
died,
murder
seemed
him.
like the
So
same time.
now there are clones of this family.
Yeah, so I'm
And
like,
that's
at
where
this
you're
point, I'm
like,
like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And so this whole family gets fucking wrecked, bro. Every one of them gets fucking murdered.
It was planned.
And our original family are heading over to this house for help, and they don't know that the family had just been murdered by their clones. So when they knock on the door, they're like, I don't know the dude's name, the dad, but it's like, yo,
Yeah.
you gotta let us in, blah blah blah. And he's all being weird and shit.
Yeah, he's all
like, hey
bloody.
man, are you good? What the fuck? Like, well, why are you looking at me like that? And then they have like scissors on them, and they're like, oh shit, it's
Yeah.
fucking clones. And then they start fucking attacking them and shit. That whole scene was cool too, because they were trying to take out the clones one by one and shit.
And then you know that scene where the dad leads the other dad into that boat, and then he shoots the flare gun, and they start fighting in there.
Yeah, they start. Yeah.
Dude, I look. You wanted to see more of that. I actually wanted to see him like, cause we just get a shot of him lunging at him, and then it's a shot outside of the boat, and it just shows like a ruckus type shit.
Yeah.
We don't actually get to see it. I look. You want to see it. I wanted to see him like kick ass and have a cool fight scene with him.
Yeah, sure.
But it's whatever, man. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But then when the mother gets caught up there, and then the kids
by
like
the clone mom.
then the
white
kids
mom.
like save them.
Yeah,
but I'm
the
surprised.
the kids were like walking around. They
Doing cartwheels and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was creepy.
Yeah,
Remember
those
that?
fucking clones, bro. The twin clones were doing cartwheels and shit.
Because in the
But
beach, that's what they were doing. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
Because in the beach when they were talking in the background, just in the background, faintly, you could see those twin girls doing cartwheels and stuff. That's what I was like, oh shit, look, they're doing cartwheels like they did.
Yeah.
That shit was creepy, bro. I'm not
And
gonna lie to you.
so the boy and the girl are from our original family. They're armed with weapons. One girl had like a golf club. The other kid grabbed
He
like
picked
some,
up like one of those crystal shits.
like the crystal ball shit
that you get at like
a snow globe.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then they just go and they were able to kill
Oh yeah.
the two twins. One by
Remember
one,
when she like,
one each.
bro? So when the other chick, she does like a cartwheel and gets in front of the main girl, and she like whacks him in the head, and she falls off the balcony. I was like, holy shit! And then when they're walking around the hall, and then in the back, we could see the other twin doing like a fucking handstand. You saw that?
Yeah.
She's like doing a handstand, then she like goes down and shows her face. Like that shit was creepy as. I feel like those two chicks creep me out the most.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with horror girls with their hair in their face. Like that just creeps me the fuck out, man.
It's just.
If I'm driving down the road and I see a girl like that, I'm gonna keep driving. Actually, I'm gonna hit that bitch, and then I'm gonna keep driving.
Oh.
How you be like, what can I do for you?
Oh man.
I'd fucking kill her just so that she doesn't go terrorizing another family.
You need a ride?
Hell no.
But yeah. So I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, so then they all managed to kill the clones of the
everybody.
white family, and the mom was the only one that was left. And I think like the daughter kills her,
Yeah.
and she's like laying on the floor in a pool of blood. But then later in the movie, it turns out she was still alive and lunges at Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh yeah, when she's trying to get the
She was trying
keys
to
to
grab
the car.
the keys to the car, and so she finally actually kills her. And then that's when like I think the daughter walks in on her,
Yeah.
and she's like starts fucking killing her, and she's like, oh shit.
No, it was a son. It was a son that
walks
walked in.
and just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What the fuck? And then she's
Oh,
like,
and so okay, and right there in that moment, fuck, or should I just wait? Because it's kind of a spoiler that happened.
This whole
not spoiler.
review's a
No,
spoiler.
sorry, that's not what I meant. It's something that happens like at the end of the film.
I guess if you
Should
want
I
to save
talk?
it.
Should I save it? Or should I just talk about
Save
it? Okay.
So then they all get into the car. They're just stealing like that family's car and shit like that. And then that's when they see their own clones.
Hey, what'd you think of when the girl was in the car? I'm driving. Like I was looking
they're like,
annoyed,
"Get the
bro.
fuck out the
Yeah, I was
car."
looking annoyed, bro. I would be like, "Fuck you, bitch!
She's
You
like-
little
she's
kid."
like,
His
his-
life
his
hurt.
leg
I
is
was
hurt.
more pissed that they were just
He's
wasting
like, his
time.
leg is hurt and you're handcuffed and you're not able to drive.
But like,
It's
but her handcuffs were like forward. Like I feel like you could still drive like that. You know what I mean?
I guess, but like maybe your hands would be doing some weird shit. Like
I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to drive with
I think I would.
handcuffs.
Maybe that's why I was annoyed. I was like, man, you're just a
I
little
wasn't-
ass
And
kid.
then
I was-
it's like he's like, do you even know how to control the car? She's like, and she's like fucking around with a bunch of
Yeah.
shit. The windshields turn on and stuff, and then she hits the headlights, and then they see down the driveway, it's
Yeah,
their fucking
bro.
clones, and
That
they're
shit was
like,
scary,
oh
man.
shit, and then that's when they get in, and they just drive right through the family, and they all jump out at like, all the clones jump out at just the right time to not get hit.
No, it was just
And
one
then-
clone.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it was the.
It was one
daughter.
clone, Hoff. It was just a girl.
I know.
Remember?
But she hops on.
I know I was getting there, but cool.
No, wait, no. You said all the clones were there.
Right, they all got out the way, and then when they were like,
no,
is that
no. Hav, they didn't get it. They didn't get out the way. It was just one.
Yeah.
so where was the other two?
They weren't there.
They weren't there.
It was just the daughter.
What the fuck? But they were all together.
No,
though.
they weren't, bro. Like the clones, it was just the daughter. Right, Mario? It was just the daughter. It
was
was
the daughter.
The son and then the mom. They weren't there. They didn't jump out the way. It was just the daughter that was when they put out in the headlights. It was just the daughter there.
I guess.
Or are we wrong?
That's what I remember seeing one. But so when he said family, I was like, oh shit, maybe I missed it. I mean, it was late at night. I was tired.
Are we
but-
wrong? No, go on, How.
Yeah, it doesn't
you
matter.
two go on.
Either way, we're still hitting the same point that.
Anyways,
Oh,
they get
yeah,
in the
yeah,
car
yeah,
and they're
yeah,
trying to
that's
get
it.
away, and the daughter stays attached to the
Awesome.
fucking
On a car.
to the car,
On some Spider-Man shit.
and she fucking hits the brakes, and the fucking girl flies off the car, and doesn't she get like impaled or fucked up on a tree?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
shit
she,
was
she
gnarly,
flies
bro.
off. And it's one thing that annoyed me. I told Hector this when I was like, oh, one thing that annoyed me, bro, is when she got out the car to go check. Like, why do you need to check? Like, who gives a fuck?
Low
Like,
key,
it's life or death. Get the fuck out. It doesn't
guess.
matter.
Would you check, Hav?
Would you check?
Ain't no way.
I would check from the car.
Oh,
No, but yeah, but you wouldn't get.
You wouldn't get out and actually go into the forest.
That's what he's talking about. He's talking about like getting out and checking.
Right.
Nah, hell no. I'm fucking dipping. I'm getting the fuck out.
So yeah, but they end up leaving, and now it's like daytime. So these motherfuckers got no sleep, bro. I'm like, fuck, it couldn't be me. And then they go back to the fucking beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what drove them to go back there again, but they all go to the beach, and then all of a sudden they're like driving down the parking lot, and you just hear a noise.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck was that? And then out of nowhere they're like, yo, go in reverse, and they go in reverse, and it's the little boy with the mask, and he comes out. And he's like, he was on the ground. He just comes out, and you're like, no way, this motherfucker was under the car.
Yeah, that shit was creepy,
and so they
bro.
get out the car, and they notice that there's a gasoline trail leading to the fucking. There's like a car that was on fire behind the little masked clone kid. And then the little kid realizes that this clone mimics the movements of other people, so he starts mimicking. He starts making the clone move by his movements. So he starts walking backwards, and then the clone kid with the mask starts walking backwards, and he walks backwards enough to where the clone kid, gets close to that car that's on fire and burns him and kills him. The problem is, I think it was all planned, because once the real kid was walking backwards in the back of a trunk, Lupita Nyong'o's clone comes and snatches the fucking kid.
Yeah,
and then by the time where did you watch this?
Soap Today. Watch this.
I don't know. You knew how to use that website.
Hell no.
Watch.
We're watching the clip right
Yeah, we're
now.
watching the clip to make sure to watch. Can you see Hoff? Look, see?
I don't. Oh yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I saw.
Yeah, it was just a girl.
All right, cool.
I was like, yo, what the fuck? Did I miss some shit, bro? I was like, fuck. Am I tweaking? Oh, look. Creepy
she's
as
so
shit.
creepy as hell.
Oh, shit. That's creepy. All right, no, go on.
Gross as hell. So yeah, the little boy gets fucking taken by the Lupita Nyong'o's clone. By now, every family member clone is dead except for Lupita Nyong'o's character.
Yep.
So she takes the little boy, and now they're like, "Fuck, where's the kid?" Like I forgot the kid's name.
I forgot that.
They're like,
I forgot his name too.
"Fuck!" And so they're all running around trying to look for him.
Was it Jason?
I don't know,
No,
something.
I don't remember.
Oh.
But they were all running around. They were like, "Fuck!" And so they're all looking for him.
Yeah.
And the mom doesn't give a fuck about her daughter and the dad. She goes and storms off trying to look for him.
Yeah.
And then that's when she gets to the House of Mirrors.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, fuck it. And she has to go back in there again. And she's going through the halls and shit. And then she gets to the place where she found her clone in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She realizes that entrance leads somewhere else. And there's a door. She opens it, and then it goes down to a fucking basement.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, whoa, what's going on?
Like a train station type shit.
So then she's like going down these stairs, and
that's just creepy.
and she gets to like the bottom, where like it's just like a facility place that's built underground.
Yeah.
And she's like, she has like a stick or I don't know. She has like a weapon, and she's like trying to look for people. And she goes inside a room, which is like a classroom.
Yeah.
And that's where she sees her clone, and she's like writing something on a chalkboard. And she basically then explains it's like, this is like the scene where like they answered the questions.
Right. So can you have, because like I said, there's some things that I kind of don't really know.
Understand.
Like with the rabbits and the whole situation, what they wanted.
So basically she explains what the movie's going on, right?
Yeah.
What's going on, all this bullshit. By the way, I should mention that earlier in the movie, they all were watching TV, and they saw that there were other clones across the country.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
That were also causing chaos and shit on the streets.
Yeah.
So they're like, this is not something that's just happening to us. This is happening across the country. And that's something that they've noticed. And these clones are even holding hands and creating like a wall type shit. Like,
sorry to cut you off, but that explains why, like, when they were calling cops, no one was answering.
Yeah,
because of all that shit. Because I was like, man, what you mean the cops ain't gonna, like, answer?
It's busy.
But then, it's because of this shit, man.
Yeah.
Here getting murdered.
So then, when she goes into the classroom and she finds her clone, and the clone starts explaining.
Yeah.
So she basically explains that the government used abandoned tunnels that were underground in the country. To create clones. And I forget exactly what she said. Like, they created these clones. I think she said it was like for control. Of something, like somehow to control something.
I'm trying to remember.
They explain it better in the movie than I can, but she basically said that the government was cloning people, and that the people, their soul, were tethered. That's why the clones are called the tethered. That's what the name they give them. And so they said that their clones were tethered to the people that were above. They were clones of real people that were above the tunnels in the real world.
Yeah.
And that they would mimic the movements and shit that they were doing upstairs in the real world. So a lot of them, like you see, like the flashbacks.
So they were like,
you see, like
they weren't really living on their own. Like they were kind of like puppets type shit.
Yeah. So then, like, you saw, like, flashbacks of when Lupita Nyong'o's clone was younger.
Yeah.
She's walking down the halls, and she's mimicking when the real girl was walking by herself through the carnival. And she, like, sees the two couples, they're on a date, and they're eating. And then it cuts to the clones of that couple, and they're being a little, like, robotic and stoic.
Yeah.
And then she looks over at the roller coaster, and there's people screaming, and the roller coaster
that
loops.
was crazy.
And then the clones underground were like people that were all lined up, shoulder to shoulder, like lined up like a roller coaster, and their bodies are just fucking moving like they're on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, she explains that she was the one that realized. Well, she explains that the government abandoned the project. They abandoned the project.
We don't know why, right?
I forget. I'm sure they explain it, bro. It's just that I wasn't watching. I fucked up by not watching this movie with subtitles. I turned them on, but I guess
it doesn't work.
The website doesn't support it. But the government abandons the project, so they leave all the clones underground by themselves. Like they're just abandoned now. They live down there, and they're forever tethered to the people upstairs. And so this little girl starts creating a revolution. This bitch starts like leading a whole thing, like a cult of them escaping and going into the real world and like killing their doppelganger so they could take over the country. So they create this plan where the clones expose themselves out of the tunnels into the real world, kill their real selves, and then take over. Like,
do they explain like how they got out? I can't remember. Like, were they trapped or some shit, or they couldn't? Like,
well, the thing is that they were trapped because they didn't know how to get out. But the one girl found the way out when they were little, and that's how they saw each other in the House of Mirrors.
Yeah.
So they saw each other, and so I guess when Lupita Nyong'o's character was younger, she did ballet. So the tethered clone knows ballet as well. And so when she's explaining this whole scenario about how the government created clones and they kept them in tunnels and blah 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 and all this shit, Lupita Nyong'o starts trying to fight her by swinging this bat or this golf club. I forgot what she has. Yeah. And the whole time she's doing ballet to dodge the punches and stuff, all while cutting her with scissors. She's like fucking her up and shit. And it was like, damn.
Yeah, I thought
and so that whole thing happens. And then eventually the clone runs off, and she's like, fuck, I gotta go find this bitch again. And then she goes into this room where like there's these bunk beds. And she's walking around, and she finds the clone, and they get into a little fuss. And eventually she overpowers the clone.
Oh yeah,
because she still has these handcuffs. She hasn't taken off these handcuffs at all. Mm-hmm. And she has the clone up against the bunk bed, like laying down, and she wraps the fucking handcuffs around the tethered clone's neck, and squeezes, and you eventually hear like the neck, like it cracks. Yeah. And she fucking kills her own clone. And I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy, right? But then the thing that weirded me out was that after she kills the clone, she starts crying, and then she lets out this weird ass fucking laugh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, that was kind of weird. And then she looks over, and there's these lockers. She opens the locker, and her son's there. Yeah. And he was looking through the. You know how lockers have like what do you call those?
Little gaps.
Like that, like where you could like, so he was looking through the gaps of the locker, and he saw everything that happened. And she's like, oh my God, you're okay. Like, I'm never going to lose you again. Like, I'm going to keep you safe, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time the son's like looking at her, and he's not saying anything. So they get together, they go back to the real world, they get out the tunnels, and they catch up with Winston Duke and the daughter, and they're all in an ambulance. Yep. And, they go and they find an RV, and they jack it, and they just start driving. And the whole time they're driving, the son is looking at the mom, like very suspicious of her. And you're like, what's going on? Yeah. And then we get that twist ending. Yeah. What did y'all think of this twist?
Well, this is where I wanted to talk about when I said, oh, it's kind of near the end, right? Where when they're still at that their friend's house, and the mom kills the Remember when she's like killing her, then the boy walks in, and don't you remember like she was reacting weirdly, like as she was stabbing her or something? She was like laughing, or she was like making some type of noise. So at that moment, at that moment, I was like, okay.
I saw it.
What the fuck? Wait, sorry guys. What the fuck is this? Sorry guys, it's just we got in a group chat. We got a picture sent by who sent that?
Teely.
Teely, bro, my boy Teely, man. Shout out to Teely. He sent us a picture of him holding a rifle,
hunting rifle,
because he's in Mexico right now. Is that a real rifle?
He just casually texted.
No, it's not real. It's not a real rifle. It's a pellet rifle.
He just casually texted the group chat. Yo, look what I found.
Hell no.
Yeah, it's a pellet rifle. But anyways, so do you remember, Mario? Do you remember that scene where when they're still at the friend's house, and then the mom is beating up the twin, and then she's like making some weird noise and gesture, like she's like you know what I mean, acting weird, and the boy walks in, she's like, what the fuck? So at that moment, and because of, I only figured this out because of what you told me. The twist, I figured it out at that point, at that moment.
Really?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because before, when we saw Get Out, don't you remember you said, I think before the podcast, you were like, oh yeah, people were saying Jordan Peele is a new someone. You mentioned him someone. And I'm like, what is that?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, he does these twists, right? He does these twists in the movies. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And so when we saw Get Out, you know, you and I were both looking for that twist, right? We're like, yo, what if this girl is this? Like, the way we predicted it. So in this movie, I remember that, what you told me. And I was like, holy shit, there's going to be a twist in the movie, right? That's what I was expecting. And so I was trying so hard. I'm like, let's see if I can figure it out. I'm like, okay. And so at that moment when she was acting all weird and stuff, because like that was weird as fuck. You know, that was the first moment where we see her act weird. And the boy was kind of freaked out. What the fuck? And then she like snaps out of it when she sees a kid and drags her out. And immediately I'm like, no fucking way. This is... And I just said, like, what if this is the fucking... doppelganger? What if like when they showed her whatever like that, when she showed her expression, like when she saw her as a kid, she like made a surprise expression.
Yeah.
Like, what if they switched fucking places? That's what I thought. And that would explain why in the beginning of the film she was not talkative and she was kind of weird, and the parents was like, I just want my baby back, like shit like that.
Flashbacks of her.
Yeah, so they're like, I just want my baby back. She's not talking, she's not acting like herself. So I made that connection in the beginning of the movie and right here when she was acting weird. And I was like, bro, what if? I'm like, what if that's the twist? And not only that, with the help of what you told me. If you never told me that, like, oh, like that shit, then I probably wouldn't have made this connection.
Yeah.
But because you had that in my back of my head, I was like, oh, there's got to be a twist in here, clearly, right? So let me figure it out. And then right there, I made that connection.
I thought the twist was like, oh shit, the government was behind this. They were cloning people. They had them in these tunnels underground in secret and blah, blah, blah. That was like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought that was the thing.
Oh, okay.
And then later in the movie, it shows a flashback of what happens.
And I swear to God, I wish we saw it together. I wish we saw it together because at that moment, like I said, I paused it and then I was talking to myself. At night, bro. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I was talking to myself.
He was talking to his clone Vector. No big deal.
Yeah. Yo, Vector, you believe this shit?
Starts making noises.
I'm like, yo, Vector, where the fuck you at? He just comes in with a dead body. Yo, what
the he starts crawling busy, and shit.
I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? No, but I swear to God, like I paused and I made the connection to myself, and I swear to God, Hop, like I'm not bullshitting. If you're with me, I would have told you, like, yo, Hop, just like I did with the girl in Get Out.
Yeah.
When I was like, yo, I paused, I'm like, Hop, what if this bitch is setting it up, is dating these people who are like weird, these black people that are weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I made that connection, I did the same thing, and I wish you were there, man. Yeah. I was so hyped.
So
when I saw that, I was like, yeah,
bro.
I was freaking out. I was like,
the
no
twist at
way.
The very end of the movie is that
that shit was so cool.
We saw that the little girl, Lupita Nyong'o's character, as a little girl, goes into the House of Mirrors, and she turns around and sees her reflection. Mm-hmm. But then she sees that the reflection doesn't turn around. Now we know that was a clone.
Right.
But what we didn't know is because it cuts away, is that the clone grabbed her by the neck and squeezed it, which is why she has that raspy voice. And then we see her drag her ass down to the tunnels and handcuffs her to the bunk bed.
Oh, that's why
And
she got the
she's-
raspy voice, but I didn't make that connection.
I didn't make that connection either. I was like,
Oh,
oh shit.
yeah.
That's why she grabbed her by the neck.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Like she just grabbed her and squeezed.
I thought she was talking like that because she was like weird.
I-
no,
Yeah.
Oh.
he fucked her up.
Bro, that explains why she was able to talk English and the rest couldn't.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
shit. I didn't make that connection either.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's actually sick, bro.
So then you see that the clone handcuffs the real Lupita Nyong'o
Yeah.
and handcuffs her to a bed, and they
Yeah.
switch places, and the clone goes up and starts playing her.
Right,
And she gets found by her mom and dad, and this
And that's why she didn't talk, because she
Yeah.
didn't know English.
Yeah.
That's why she wasn't talking.
Yeah, and then she basically learned it with
Wow,
just, you know,
yeah.
as time went. And that's why,
Damn.
that's why.
I should have made that connection.
And you see, the thing is that all these clones are like kind of dumb. They don't
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
they're just
yeah.
kind of chilling.
And that's
there
why they
in
were
the
able to get
tunnels.
out, because she was actually
'Cause
smart.
She knew
and she
that-
knew the way
that
out.
She needed a way out. So she led the revolt, the real one, the raspy voice that we thought was the clone.
Oh, man.
She led the revolt, the revolt of these clones to get out. And when she was a little kid, she was in the beginning of the movie. When she was a little kid, she was watching a trailer for "Hold Hands Across America." It was like a commercial thing.
Yeah.
That's why she had the idea that these
Oh,
clones are
yeah.
going to hold hands across the country. And so when that twist is shown, we get the last shot of the movie is an aerial shot of like these mountains, these hills.
Yeah, like
it's like
mountains,
a
hills,
nature
yeah.
landscape. And you just see what looks like the Great
People.
Wall of China type shit, where you just
Yeah.
see all these clones in red suits are all holding hands, and it stretches across these fucking hills and shit. You see helicopters flying, like news reporters, you know,
Yeah.
or news helicopters flying and shit, and all this bullshit. And then the movie ends.
Well, yeah, and then did we mention about when the boy looks at his mom weird
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
puts on the mask?
Yeah,
Oh, did we mention that?
yeah.
Yeah, like he knew, bro. Like he knew when the mom
he knew
killed the
that
doppelganger.
Something was up, bro. He
yeah,
knew
she
he was like,
when
yo.
she was like laughing, acting weird. Like he knew, bro. When he saw
when he
through the
saw
locker.
through the walker, he's like, "There's something going
Yeah,
on
bro. Dude,
Dude, you know what I want?
that shit was crazy.
I don't want. I need a sequel.
To this?
I need to see what happens next, bro.
You know, it's kind of okay. I know what you mean. Like it'd be cool to get a sequel.
Yeah.
But even alone, it's good as fuck.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's kind of like it's kind of like with The Last of Us. You know how The Last of Us ended? It's like, oh, we need a sequel, but then just the way it is,
Yeah.
it's fucking perfect.
Sure, yeah, I agree.
That's how I thought of it. But no, you know what, bro? I wouldn't be mad for a sequel too, man. That'd be fucking sick. But yeah, but that whole like I said, that twist, I made that twist, but I didn't catch. Like that's why she was able to speak English. That's why her voice was fucked up. That's why they were smart enough. Yeah. I didn't connect
to
that.
break out and
Yeah,
shit.
I didn't make that connection.
But
That's crazy.
But yeah, man. So that was us. That was the
shit.
movie, bro. What'd you think? Better than Get Out?
Oof, I don't know, man. I really like them both.
Yeah.
The thing about me is that
I really like them
think-
both.
I think while they're both different films as far as tone and style, what Jordan Peele was going for, I'm the same. I like them both equally.
Yeah, man.
I don't think I can choose one or the other. They're just both equally good. I
like,
don't know.
Like like you said, even if they're unique and different.
Yeah.
It's
One was
it's
more
still hard.
suspenseful. One was more suspenseful mystery, kind of like a what's going on, and the other one was more aimed
bit
to
more,
like a
yeah.
horror, kind of like what's around the corner type of feeling. Like, and who knows? This new movie, Nope, right? We know is like an alien movie. 'Cause
Yeah, from what we know.
see that stupid fucking trailer where it showed the UFO.
which we get into more when we review.
Yeah. Which actually, fun fact, I saw a review on YouTube, and the person reviewing the movie was like, a lot of people are upset at the new trailers of Nope showing the UFO, and if you think that the movie showed too much, trust me, they don't.
Dang.
And I was like, okay, bet. So now I'm more hyped to go see Nope again. But yeah, man. So final thoughts and ratings. What do you guys think about us?
Man, well, honestly, okay, I'm gonna just straight up say it. Well, I was gonna give it a 9, right?
Okay.
It's a 9. It's just like with Get Out, I gave it that a 9 too. But making these connections, man, I want to push it up to a 10.
Ooh.
Right? Making those connections about what I didn't know, but I feel like I don't know. I feel for me 10, bro. That's just like absolutely super, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
So even though these connections were great and I was mind blown by those small connections, I'm gonna still stick with a 9, man.
9.
This movie was really fucking good, bro. I enjoyed it.
Did you watch Get Out?
Yeah,
Mario?
she saw it.
So what do you like? What's what?
Like
Just,
a quick-
just give us a
yeah,
rating.
quick,
just give us a
yeah.
rating for Get Out. Like, what would you rate Get Out?
Yeah, like a quick
Get
one.
Out. I gave Get Out a 9.
A 9. Okay,
That's
so
what
now
we
I
did.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a
cool.
lot.
So then, what would you give us?
Probably the same thing. I'm
A 9?
same. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because originally I had it at an 8.
Ooh,
Because-
because of these details.
Yeah.
Mentioned? Oh
From
shit.
then I was like, you know what? I didn't notice any of this shit.
Yeah, man.
I was just too
Yeah.
tired to notice I had to be because I didn't make the connection. I was like, wait, that's
No,
why
yeah.
she does know.
Wait, when did you see it? I saw it late at night, bro.
Because I came home
I
from
saw
work.
it like maybe like 1 a.m. or 2.
No, I'm saying I finished the movie. At
And it
like
was
2
raining and shit.
2 or 3. It's
Bro,
crazy. I
not
got
only
home
that, I don't know what I was scared of. I was scared of the movie or scared of my room flooding. I was in my bed. I'm like I should probably check my windows and shit. I should probably check because for people listening, if you guys don't know, my room is like half basement. So like half of my room is underground and then the other half is not. It's like I got windows and stuff, so it's kind of hard to explain. But when it rains really heavy, you know, sometimes water gets in and shit. It's kind of annoying. So when it was raining like that, I was like all pausing the movie sometimes and just checking, like whatever, just checking, making sure. But yeah, man, but it definitely set the tone, man, with the rain and
for
thunder. And I
real.
was like, oh shit. Like,
What's it
perfect
called?
to watch a movie like that.
I have to give it the same thing, man. I'm giving it a 9.
yeah, man, it's a good
It's
film,
a good
man.
fucking movie, bro.
I don't
It's
know
2
if-
for 2. No
Yeah.
misses so far. We'll see how Nope goes.
I
but
know.
I'm
Honestly,
saying
man,
these
I feel
2
like Nope is gonna be lit too.
I think I don't know. I'm hyped for Nope. After watching these first 2 movies, I think Nope might be a 10.
Oh,
Just because
you think?
I don't know. I know I like sci-fi, so the fact that this
Okay.
one deals with aliens,
Yeah.
that it's already leaning in my favor. But you know, we still got to see it. But like,
No,
from
yeah.
what I saw these past 2 movies, I'm like, this movie has a capability to give me a 10.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we got to
Hopefully
see
it
it. But
does.
either way, even if it's a 9, man, hey,
Even if it's a 9 or 8,
that means that's 3 for 3, man. Jordan Peele's just making banger movies, bro.
He
And,
is.
and like, if I really enjoy Nope, then I'm gonna be hyped for his next film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his next one, and you know what I mean, until he eventually flops,
Mm-hmm.
which I hope not, man. Jordan Peele, man, that's my guy, bro. You know?
What if they're like, what if DC goes to Jordan Peele like, hey, be our Kevin Feige?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know
Nah,
if he's.
kinda-
I don't know if he's educated in DC comics.
Yeah, I was about to
like
say
that.
I feel like it's different.
Like
I feel
Kevin
it's a bit
Feige,
different.
like grew up watching comics
But
and
wait.
was even executive producer of a lot of old school Marvel movies, like X-Men and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man
Yeah.
movies. Like he was executive producer of like a lot of those early movies, and he also grew up watching reading the comics and stuff. So they would need to get
Yeah, they
someone
need
who like
somebody.
knows the
Let's
comics
say
like
he
that.
wasn't the Kevin Feige, but what if he was like the next Batman movie? Director is Jordan Peele.
No, I'm good.
But
I'm
Jordan,
good. I want him to keep Matt Reeves.
Nah, I know, I love him, man. I know, I want to keep him too. But like, I want to see what Hector would do.
wait, what film? The Batman?
The Batman.
The Batman.
The one that you get.
The one that's my favorite.
That's your favorite, yeah.
Nah, bro, Matt Reeves, he got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, okay.
Matt Reeves got it.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, who knows, man? If the second movie is a banger, like a 10, if I give that shit, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be biased. Even if it's a 9, all right, I'm gonna rule it out. But if it's a 10, even the third movie's a 10, I'm sorry, Hav. That's the new Holy Trilogy, bro.
Yeah, duh.
That's the new one,
Well,
bro.
duh.
Because the one that I know of is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? You know, that's the Holy Trilogy type shit, in my opinion. So I really hope this Batman trilogy, man, is fucking banger. I hope they don't flop. I hope fucking Warner Bros. stays a fuck away from Matt Reeves as a vision and ideas, and don't force him to put shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I agree. I
Bro.
don't think he'll miss, bro.
I hope not, man. Because we gave that a 10. I think we all did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We all gave it a 10, bro.
That movie was incredible.
So, okay, guys. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. And remember, as always, don't let your past haunt you. Take it easy, everyone.
Peace.
See it.